Hello and welcome to Mock the Week. I'm Dara Breen. Joining me this week are Andy Parsons, Holly Walsh and Hal Cruttenden, Ed Byrne, Hugh Dennis and Milton Jones. We start with a round call. If this is the answer, what is the question? On the board are 6 categories. Holly, which category would you like?
Politics, please.
OK, your category is politics. The answer is 5p. What is the question?
Is it how much does it cost to hire Peter Andre for your wedding?
Is it what is the average house price in Fukushima?
Will be for many years.
Is it what is the famous 5-book called where they all had incontinence?
Is it? Is it?
It takes a while to get that one. It takes a while.
It's a really blunt title, isn't it? 5p.
Is it what is not worth bending over to pick up in prison?
Is it how much money would I have if I had £1 for every time I failed a maths exam?
Is it, after the years of austerity, how much have they actually reduced the national debt by?
Is it what is this week's rollover in the Greek lottery?
Is it just simply how much does your mum charge?
Is it how much you should tip a stripper to really annoy her?
I find any coin at all.
It annoys them even more if you take your credit card and try and slide it.
Is it what was the antique expert's valuation of the small silver disc I found down the back of the sofa?
OK, no, we need to...
I know what it is. I know what it is.
God, go on. What are the chances?
Is it what... what are a million nectar points worth financially?
How much is a Ryanair flight from Stansted to Dublin, minus the £200 charges?
OK, we need the answer. We did
Genuinely the answer. I'm with you.
Yeah, go on.
Is it how much the Lib Dems are going to try and charge us for plastic bags?
It's exactly what it is. Thank you very much, Andy Parsons. Yes, the question I was looking for was, as announced at the Liberal Democrat conference, how much will supermarkets have to charge customers for a plastic bag after the next general election? This is the news that at his party's conference in Glasgow this week, Deputy Prime Minister Nick Clegg unveiled plans for supermarkets to charge 5 pence for a plastic bag from 2015. I'm a bit down on this as a news story because I was under the impression this has already happened, given I'm constantly asked if I want plastic bags.
Yeah, M&S have been charging 5 pence for a plastic bag since 2007. You're wondering, what other policies are the Lib Dems going to nick off M&S?
M&S, though, they do. It's not fair in M&S, because in M&S Food Hall they charge you 5p, but if you go and buy a pair of pants, the bag for that is free. They just give you a bag. So if you're prepared to buy pants, then go shopping, you get a free bag.
If you walk yourself out of the food hall and then ring it up at the counter...
If you're prepared to stack salad and pants in the same bag, completely free. It's just a little tip.
Do you think the fact we're sticking on M&S so much, talking about it, does show how middle class this program
there is a
is?
tendency.
And we're probably alienating people here. We've got to think about the people who haven't paid for bags. Lidl. I mean, people who... You go shopping at Lidl and you have to pay 5p for a bag. That's doubling the cost of your shop.
Yeah, but Lidl have suddenly, they've moved into the next gear, haven't they? Because, you know, you've got Tesco's Finest, you've got Sainsbury's Be Good to Yourself, and Lidl have now, to compete with that, brought out their new less shit range.
People need plastic bags, though, to pick up dog poo in the park. I mean, there are alternative methods, but you don't want to have to carry a golf club around with you all the time.
I think 5p is a rip-off for a plastic bag. I mean, it costs £1 for a trolley, and I've got loads of them at home.
It certainly does seem a lot of money for something you're just going to use once, but you can say the same about cruise missiles.
The thing is, though, the Lib Dems have got to try something, haven't they? Because their current popularity is 11%, half down from what it was at the last general election. And you think we're still missing a trick, though? I think when anybody asks you in the street who you're going to vote for the next election, I think everybody should say the Lib Dems, right? And then when it comes to the election, nobody should vote for them. And then when Nick Clegg goes, "Oh, but you promised us," we can all go, "Yeah, now you know how we feel."
Have you been following the conference and what's been said at the conference?
Yeah, I've been following the bits.
Yeah, it's exciting, isn't it?
Right. It's pretty exciting, obviously.
Yeah, you know, they brought Grand Theft Auto out this week. But anyway, let's go back to the Lib Dems. What has the Lib Dem Home Office Minister Jeremy Brown said about Romanians and Bulgarians who plan to live in the UK?
He has likened them to people, to expats who go and live in Spain and British people. And then immigrants are not the same as British expats, because immigrants eventually learn the language. That's the difference.
Yeah, he has said that them coming over here is the same as people from here going over there, and got them furious because, as we know, there are two types of people: us and foreign.
Yes.
And I'm saying that while I'm foreign. So
I've got a holiday home in Romania and Bulgaria and Turkey. It's a caravan, to be honest.
There is a difference, though, isn't it? Because there's obviously a difference between British
Find the
people who are
difference.
living in Spain
Yeah.
and... Because unlike the Romanians coming to Britain, the Brits who are living in Spain, they're not going there to earn money. They've already earned their money in Britain, and they're going over to Spain to try and hide it from the police. Aren't they? It's a very different thing.
yeah, a lot of the comments were like, "How dare they?" Because, as we know, some of these people are criminals who are coming over here, and there's no tradition of that in the Cospedale crime. In other news, what has Andy Murray done to raise Britain's tennis hopes this week?
Oh, he hasn't killed Cliff Richard.
My suspicion is he's been playing tennis.
He's won us the Davis Cup, so as we're now into the... Not the Davis Cup, but he's won the sort of round match, so as we're now into the World Group.
Yes, you
It's
are.
the first time we've actually won a match to get us into the World Group since 1986, apparently.
My
when
God.
Andy Murray was only one, and he wasn't, in fact, in the team because he was only ranked number 5 in Britain.
I think it's unfair, though, because he's by far the most successful person in that whole group. Like, if they were the Beatles, it would be John, Ringo, Ringo and Ringo.
I think it's fair. I think if you were to ask Andy Murray, for example, how he feels about the victory, that he would say that the other players also contributed a great deal and he's very proud to be part of that team. We could do that. Andy Murray, how are you? Good to have you back in the audience of Mockery today at this day. Andy, congratulations on this, you know, partial doorway into success. Obviously a team effort, would you agree?
It was, yeah.
Yeah, there we go, right? Yes.
Also, since the last time he was on, he has won Wimbledon, so massive congratulations.
He's won the US
Absolutely
Open, Wimbledon and a gold medal.
Yeah.
Basically, he came to this show with nothing.
Yeah.
Sat in that golden chair and has won just... It's been spectacular. Congratulations. Very well done, sir.
Yeah.
Very, very well.
Can I just say, I can't pass this opportunity up with having, you know, such an incredible person in the
Don't
audience.
ask him out, he is
without
taken.
without asking. Kim, how do you have such incredible hair?
Kim is not mic'd, but Kim will laugh embarrassingly in a way that indicates she's... Yeah. When is the next round of the Davis Cup, either? When is the last 16?
January.
It starts in January.
Yeah.
And does it run? Is it one big tournament, or does it run? Is it dotted through the year?
Depends. We could lose the first match and then we don't play again, or we play like every 3 months, basically.
Okay, great.
I think it's good to be positive, don't you?
Yeah.
But we're only going to have him for a few months, because if Scottish independence happens, we're out the Davis Cup, aren't we?
Yeah.
I don't want to bring up something controversial and make him feel uncomfortable, but which way are you going on that, Andy?
Well, the point is, though, is that 31% apparently of Scottish people want Scotland to leave the United Kingdom, and apparently the same survey suggests that 41% of English people want Scotland to leave the United Kingdom, which is why, ultimately, I don't think Scotland will go for independence, because they won't want to make that many English people that bloody happy.
Why didn't you come visit us after you won Wimbledon? We had to play footage of you from the last time you were here.
I saw that episode.
Yeah. Do you think we were a little bit desperate?
Did you look at it going, oh, I looked so young then?
Did you look at it and go, hang on, I wasn't there?
Was I? Maybe I was there. Maybe... Did I win Wimbledon?
He had a few other things to do. I mean, no British male had won Wimbledon since Fred Perry. Fred Perry, of course, a man who died a few years ago, but has still managed to retain his position as Britain's number 2. So...
OK.
He's in the room. Please, he has to work with these people.
In other news, have you got GTA 5, by the way? Has anyone bought it yet?
Have you got what?
Grand Theft Auto, have you bought it yet?
No, but I tell you what, I have bought.
Have you bought a new game?
I have
bought a new game. Have you bought a new game? What did you buy? What did you buy?
I bought Farming Simulator 2013.
I'm sorry, in the week that Grand Theft Auto 5 came out, you bought...
I bought Farming Simulator 2013. Yeah.
And what exciting things can you do in Farming Simulator 2013?
You can plough.
And do you have
Ploughing.
to steal the plough from another farmer?
It
to, like,
is
beat
the
up
most
farmer?
laborious, time-consuming, dull, realistic yet addictive game ever. No one is in your tractor. You already own the tractor. You don't have to pull somebody out of it. You get in it, and you have to back it up to whatever tool you have to use and drive it to the field and methodically move it up. And then you might find, I've been driving this for ages and I forgot to lower the plough.
I think it's fascinating that you find it such a tedious game, and yet you're talking about it at such length.
You know, and especially if you think about it, the fact that I would if I've been ploughing without my plough engaged, that I would then think, oh no, I've wasted the last half an hour, like I wouldn't have done if I'd been ploughing with the plough actually engaged. It's still not a real farm.
Does it have an emotion setting? Can you feel more, sort of get...
You don't want to plough angry. You don't want to plough angry. You're all over the field when you're ploughing angry.
My wife was complaining that it was unrealistic because it goes like 5 times faster than real life. It's like, it was 6 o'clock a second ago, now it's 7 o'clock. I go, well, but honey, come on, there's got to be some excitement. It's got to be a little bit faster than actual reality.
I think the amazing thing about this is you've got a wife.
At the end of that round, the points go to Hal, Holly and Andy. Now we play a round called Unexpected Item in the gagging area. This game involves Hal and Milton, so if you could make your way to the performance area, please. This round is a stand-up challenge. I launched a wheel of news, and wherever it chooses to stop, one of our performers must step forward and talk about that subject. The winner is whoever I think is the funniest. OK, here we go. Let's spin the wheel. The first subject is football. Who wants to come in that? Hal Crutton.
Excellent. Football fans really annoy me, really badly. It's the lack of perspective that gets to me. I heard a Manchester United fan on the radio being interviewed about the retirement of Alex Ferguson at the end of last season. And he honestly said, when I heard that Fergie was going, it was like a death in the family for me. And the presenter went, yeah, mate, I understand. Not, you emotionally retarded twat. England fans, particularly, they bring up the war at football matches. They bring up the war. The last time we played Germany, 3 years ago, England fans turned up in World War II RAF outfits. They sang songs about German bombers, and that stupid band at the side of the pitch played the Great Escape theme tune, and we were thrashed 4-1. It was bloody humiliating. That's not what people fought a war for, is it? There weren't generals on D-Day making speeches to the troops going, gentlemen, today we fight for freedom. We fight for an end to tyranny. We fight for our families and our friends. But most of all, we fight so that one day, fat, drunk English men in football shirts too tight for them can stand in stadiums and sing as one, 2 world wars and 1 World Cup. Doo-dah, doo-dah. That's why we fight today, gentlemen. I personally believe that actually male football fans behave the way they do because they use football to express emotions they can't express in other parts of life. That's what's going on. When they are shouting and chanting vile stuff at the ref, at the opposition, at other players, well, what they really want to be chanting is stuff about what's going on in here. They want to be chanting stuff like, I can't express my feelings! I can't express my feelings! I've clinical depression! I need a therapy session! La 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 la, la la la. I feel like crying! Feel like crying! Feel like crying all the time! Ooh, oh, I'm bipolar! That's really...
Thank you very much, Hal Crutton. Very good. That leaves us with Milton. Let's see what you've got, Milton. Let's spin the wheel again. And the topic is school.
Recently, I went to one of those awful school reunions where everyone's boasting about what they're up to now. I said I work for the United Nations, because I have been UN employed for a while. While I was there, a bloke came up to me with a scar on his face. He said, "You don't remember me, do you?" I said, "Are you Action Man?" He said, "No, but I bet if you could go back in time, you'd pay more attention in my history lessons." I said, "If I could go back in time, I wouldn't need your history lessons." And then he stormed off to teach Year 9, which I presume is a tiny part of history. My parents were so rich, to get me through my history exams, I had my own private tutor. I loved reading at school. There's nothing like getting to the end of a good book and thinking to yourself, there's Wally. Those forms to fill in to get to university are difficult, though, aren't they? I ended up spending 3 years at the University of East Angola. My grandfather... he broke into a school the other day. He said, "If it wasn't for me, you'd all be speaking German." "That's right," said the German teacher. "It is not fair. I never got to do the job I wanted to do. I wanted to be a farmer. If only there was some way I could do it these days. If only there was some computer game or something." That's all great, thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jones. Points for Milton, points for Hal. Come on back. Now we play a game called Picture of the Week. I show the panel a topical image and ask them to tell me what's happening. So this is a photograph taken this week of a recent NASA launch in Virginia. However, we can show that small detail there. Something got picked up in the launch. So, teams, what's going on here?
It's Boris Johnson.
It is very, very, very annoying for those French astronauts because their lunch has escaped.
I just look at that and I just hear, "I regret nothing!"
Would you not have lived like this? Would it be a life in vain?
Or is he shouting, is the frog shouting, "Neil Armstrong, this is one giant leap"?
I think it's just that since his breakup with Miss Piggy, there was nothing Kermit wouldn't do to get attention.
It's Photoshop.
It's a genuine...
Oh, you say that.
I'm serious.
I have got frogs in my garden. Every fireworks night, I don't set off a rocket and get... It's jumped higher than the bloody rocket has.
It's not jumped, Andy. Have you not taken... It's been blown into that position by the jets of the... It hasn't gone, bloody hell, a rocket.
I'm
sorry. The frog is annoying.
When you say it's higher than the rocket, it's the angle. It's a lot closer to the camera. It's also it's not that size.
The frog didn't go, "Oh my God, 3, 2, legs, don't fail me now."
The spokesman actually said that it's come from, they have a pool that the water comes from to then send coolant to the engines. He said in a quote, he said, "Where the frogs whereabouts now are uncertain."
I don't know, I'm assuming the frog croaked.
It's safe, no one can hear you, Croak.
Yeah, that's right.
He didn't want to get towed into space.
Stop it.
Perhaps he actually came off the rocket because they used the wrong kind of rivets.
I was looking at it just thinking, Heston Blumenthal's recipe for frog's legs, increasingly elaborate.
OK, what finally left the solar system this week?
Was it the sun?
No. Because almost by definition we would have to have gone with it.
Screw
this, said the sun. I just left. I'm off to
Was
a
it
distant...
all hope that the Lib Dems have of a decent performance in the next election?
Pretty much. Anyone else?
It was Voyager, wasn't it?
Voyager
1.
Voyager 1, yes.
Voyager 1.
Voyager 2, the evil twin of Voyager 1. Still remains just slightly behind Voyager 1.
And this was launched 36 years ago, when Bruce Forsyth was in his 70s.
it has got sounds of the 70s on there, and it tells apparently what the world was like in 1977. So if any aliens intercept it, they'll be able to enjoy Gary Glitter without any negative connotations whatsoever.
You know, and when it gets the next sun in 42,000 years,
Yes.
they'll still be repeating this programme on days.
Moving on, what might it be too hot for in Qatar?
Well, this is the World Cup, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
They've said that they shouldn't stage the World Cup there in what year?
2022.
Right, 2022. So the 2022 World Cup should not be staged in Qatar because it's going to get too hot. But you think, is that a bad decision? The IOC are staging the Olympics near Fukushima and that's going to get even hotter there?
I really hope Scotland qualify, because there's a team of gingers running out and just exploding.
I'm not
Really
even
mocked up.
convinced that by 2022 people are going to be interested in football. I think they're just going to be playing Farming Simulator.
What's going on about Farm Simulator 2013?
It's good, farming.
Because we must know that other video games are available.
Like Grand Theft Auto 5, for instance.
What's the upgrade from the previous year's Farm Simulator? Like, what's the...
Apparently there are more dedicated servers online for people to play multiplayer Farm Simulator, which people genuinely do. There are people running virtual farms online.
Don't drag me
together.
in! Don't drag me in! I'm in. So in other words, if you come back, if you're driving back to your farm and you see another online player, can you... Hello, John.
Or can you drive a tractor out onto the country road and block everybody on Grand Theft Auto who's trying to get past?
Can I just say, I do honestly think we should move on now, because Ed's got to get up at 5 o'clock tomorrow.
Have you played Qatar Farming Simulator? It's incredible, actually. Yeah.
It's really just staring at a load of dust.
What I love about the World Cup being held in Qatar is the first place ever that footballers will go to and be the poorest people there.
He's just waving cash at Wayne Rooney. Ah, look at this, read it and weep.
But the Qataris have said, haven't they, that they're going to actually create stadiums that are like fridges. But there's a few problems at the moment, because whenever they shut the door, the old floodlights go on.
Yes, they've only got 3 stadia and they're mainly used at the moment for stoning gay people. But they're going to build 7 stadia that are fully air-conditioned. Fully air-conditioned, vast football stadia, which kind of puts the whole 5 pence for a plastic bag initiative. If only there was some way that we could find out what it must be like to be a top-class sports person competing in a really hot environment. If only there was someone we could ask. No, that's not. Is it tough? Is it difficult with the heat and the whole thing? I know you get to stop every 3 minutes for a banana and a glass of water. But if you had to carry on for 90 minutes at a time, like whatever, is it awful? Do you sweat buckets? Do you sweat buckets, Andy, out there? Do you sweat buckets? There's a question at the end of that somewhere. I'm not really sure what the question is, but we have you here, for Christ's sake. We're going to ring you out. We're going to value for money for you being here.
You're the one that's got a science show. You should know that.
This is true. Touché. Good point.
But the thing was, wasn't it, when you won Wimbledon, it was over 30 degrees, wasn't it? Was there a moment when they said, OK, it's time for a warm-up, when you just fancied going, well, bang, all right, that'll do?
Dunham Limber. You could bend me over the net at this stage.
Beg your pardon.
I just... Apologies. No, that was never part of the thing. Sorry, I just mean...
I've now got a terrible mental image going on.
I'm sorry. I apologise. The man comes in as our guest and it's filth. I apologise. OK. Getting the round. The boys go to Ed, Hugh and Milton. Now we come to scenes we'd like to see. So if everyone can make their way over to the performance area, I'll read out this week's topics, then we'll see what our panellists can come up with. OK, here we go. The first subject is lines you wouldn't hear in a blockbuster film.
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius. Father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife. Please leave a message after the tone.
You're going straight to hell.
I think you're going straight to DVD, mate.
OK, Iron Man. You win. You do the ironing.
Is it a bird? Yes.
Lord of the Rings, UK version. People come from the Shires to go on a very long journey on the Northern Line to Morden. And when they get there, it's shit.
If you push George W. Bush into that vat of concrete, that sets a very bad precedent.
Don't take me on. I am Wolverine. And these are my friends. Jolene, Windoline, and Trampoline.
Gollum, that wasn't the ring I was referring to. Would you please get your finger out of my precious?
Actually, should we just check that Bond is dead before we continue with the plan?
God, Jerry Maguire, you had me at get in the van.
Yoda, have you ever been tested for dyslexia?
If I come back in another life as a disposable razor, I'll be big.
There's something in the tractor beam. Ed?
OK, next topic is unlikely things for Andy Murray to think.
I know it's championship point. I could really do with a poo.
Well, at least now I've won Wimbledon, they'll stop making fun of me on television.
Oi, Tim! Look what I've just won! Hey!
I wonder if my mum's watching today. Of course she is. She's always watching.
Could break his serve. Or I could break his fucking legs.
I remember when I used to train.
What is that? He's in the room.
So, I remember when I used to train in Scotland, I was a lot more unhealthier. I used to serve with a potato instead of a bowl so I could have lots of chips afterwards.
I wonder if Kim really likes tennis.
Wish Kim would shut up. Oh, Ed Barney's so funny. He's so good.
When are Athena going to make a poster of me scratching my ass?
Why do I spend my life trying to hit a fuzzy green apple with a snowshoe?
God, it's great having an enormous penis.
I think I just saw Ivan Lendl raise his eyebrow. That means he's just ejaculated.
Wimbledon's all very well. I wish I was playing Farming Simulator.
Venus has the arse, Serena's got the tits.
Oh, that's not going in. OK, at the end of that round, the points go to Ed, Hugh and Milton. And that's the end of the show. This week's winners are Ed Byrne, Hugh Dennis and Milton Jones. Commiserations to Andy Parsons, Holly Walsh and Hal Cruttenden. Thank you for watching. I'm Dara Breen. Good night.
We're cavorting with the K-Folk tomorrow at 10. Catherine Ryan, Josh Widdicombe and Phil Jupitus join Stephen Fry on BBC Two for brand new QI.